I don't know.
What's today's topic about? We're gonna talk about
women's animals,
women.
What up? What's happening, man? It's your boy TB, and I'm here with my man.
Yeah, and Diesel, the illest professor. We coming at you live, straight from the hip, everybody.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all joining us today. We never announce what we gonna talk about.
Nah, we don't.
Women. But from a different perspective, though. So please don't turn this off yet. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, hear us out.
Yeah, hear us out. From a different perspective. We're gonna do a scientific kind of hypothetical evaluation between human and animal behavior, and we're going to draw out the similarities, the contrasts, and evaluate it analytically.
And we're both educated men. We're not coming from a total place of ignorance. Part of our passion for this is our passion for research, our passion for knowing, for being seekers in the first place. So granted, we're not experts in any of the fields that we'll be talking about, but it's coming from an authentic place. It's coming from a place of inquiry and a place of just genuine openness and just wanting to understand our fellow man, human beings. So that's where we at.
And true inquiry, so please leave us your comments.
Ooh.
If we saying something that's out of pocket, please leave us your comments, let us know. We here to learn just as much as everybody else. So if we don't understand what we're doing wrong, how will we learn?
Facts only.
All right.
My man.
Let's
get it.
Let's do it, baby. So it's kind of one of those things. Let me just dive right into it. Because I feel like we pussycatting around it, right? And rightfully so. It's sensitive.
But I think what we did now, though, that was solid. That was a good explanation. I don't. But we gotta leave it at that. No more.
No more. Cause look, all right. So look, I'm gonna throw it like this, right? Because there's a lot of behavior, right? Male. I'm talking about men now. Men. There's a lot of behavior that men sometimes kind of not necessarily excuse. But you hear something like, oh, boys will be boys, or men will be men, or things of that nature. And it just sounds like, basically. But it just sounds like the most piss poor excuse for like getting caught, cheating, or anything like that. Like, oh, man, I'm just a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Because that was a thing that men definitely took advantage of at a time.
Yeah, right. But like, to a certain extent, right, it sounds like some bullshit, right? Yeah. And look, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm an abstract thinker, and sometimes I'm a parallel thinker where, like, if there's a thought that's going through my mind and then I watch something else that's completely random and has nothing to do with I create this alternative parallel universe encapsulated inside this new thing that I'm watching. Does that happen to you?
You Che Guevara with bling on. You complex.
Whoa.
You never claim to have wings on. Get his by any means on. Whenever there's a drought, get your umbrellas out, because that's when he brainstorm.
That's when I brainstorm.
Child to hoe, once again.
As always. I've been watching lately a lot these animal shows. I don't know if y'all get into these animal shows, man. I know it sounds like something real boring, but I just be sitting there watching, like, they be having like monkeys, whatever. The commentator, the guy that's the commentating dude, the guy's like 1,500 years old. He's amazing. Let me tell you something. I can listen to this dude talk about animals all day.
Word.
That guy's great. Whatever, I digress. Point is, I'm watching these animals behave, and I'm like watching them do the normal stuff that they do, and I'm like, how different is this animal behavior from human behavior?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, they do the same things, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, every animal do. Whether we talking about a giraffe or a mosquito, listen to me when I tell you, it's the same thing. It's divide, conquer. I want the kingdom. I want the woman. I want the power, and I want the food. That's it. That's all they do.
Okay, so out of all four of those things that you just named, the one that kind of sticks out to me, and I kind of want you to touch on, you mentioned women. So how do you, in that complex mind of yours, the Che Guevara with bling on, how do you reconcile this idea or this realization that we are so much like animals, and how we maybe deal with our women, and how to kind of parallel those two with maybe the animals you observed on the Animal Planet or something like that?
I see what you're saying, but you gotta understand, it's not necessarily a reconciliation, right?
Oh, okay.
It's not like a justification of, this explains our behavior.
Right.
And understand that if we can understand the root of human behavior, which apparently seems to mirror animal behavior in many, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be animals, right?
Yeah,
we animals.
We
right?
are.
We just
You
have
shit,
a little
don't you?
more. I shit, you.
I definitely
right?
shit.
So we're animals. We're all animals.
Morning.
So point is, everyone, you have a schedule. I don't have a schedule.
It just kind of happens that
It happens.
way. Yeah.
I need to get myself on a regular.
You eat fruit?
We digress. I don't.
Okay.
That's for another episode.
Yeah. Coming soon.
But anyway, as I was saying, so you know, we have very similar behavioral patterns between animals, and so I'm watching these animals, and look, man, all they do is chase women, man. That's
Really?
all they do. That's all they do. They fight and kill, right? Just like humans do. Interestingly, the biggest fights and the greatest kills are over. You absolutely guessed it, my friend. That chase women.
Yep. The Trojan War, I think. One of those wars that one king was fighting.
What was the name? Helen of Troy.
They was fighting over Helen.
Like we are literally that's it, man. That's what we chase. That's what we were born and as men in this earth. And so here's the thing: you got to look at it like this. Let's take it to a fundamental, an elemental perspective. At the end of the day, what keeps us from being extinct is our ability and habitual practice of sex, right or wrong.
Right.
So apparently, this thing is so important. The impetus for that very, very important occurrence had to be so strong. You know what I'm saying? So involved with
in order to survive,
and involved with every single one of your senses, your smells, your touches, your tastes, sounds, everything. That's why women are so alluring. And in the same way that they're alluring to us for reasons that we can't explain, that's how it was for the beetle and the giraffe.
Fact.
So, I bet. So there was one time. It was about. This one was about monkeys, and I don't remember. I want to be discriminatory to monkeys, and it was a chimpanzee. I don't remember.
Sorry, curious.
Let's just call it a monkey, right? There was a whole planet of monkeys or whatever, and they had their whole little world or what have you. And so the narrator basically is talking about. He's like, yeah, so you know. Whenever the female monkey is like, he's got a British accent, but I'm not gonna try to do that right now because it's not gonna work. The female monkeys, you know, whenever they're ovulating or you know, et cetera, they give off a very strong scent, and they have different physical changes that happen in their bodies or whatever that they you know that are apparent to the other male monkeys that are walking around, right? So. Here's this woman. So again, you know, the camera's who knows where, some drone in space, and they got the whole thing. These monkeys don't even know they're being filmed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Woman monkey is walking. I don't know what to say. Woman, female. I don't know.
Lady
man.
monkey.
Lady monkey, man. Lady monkey is walking. She's ovulating, right? And there's these two monkeys, just two male monkeys, just like me and you, just kind of kicking it, right?
Yeah.
So they're just shooting it from the hip. You know what I'm saying? Just a shout out from the hip.
Hey.
So they whatever, boom, boom, boom. She's walking this way right here, and I promise you, these are monkeys. They don't speak English like how we speak. They don't watch the same TV we watch. They don't listen to the same music that we listen to. Completely different species. And when that female monkey walked by, both of them was like simultaneously. I'm not even playing with you. Both of them, the monkeys again.
Right.
So like I'm looking at these, you know, these are monkeys, right? And these are actually animals that are pretty close to us.
Yeah.
Physiologically, whatever it is. I didn't study science that hard.
Wasn't really for me.
But the point is, it's animal behavior, man.
Yeah.
Now what I will say is now we should be able to control that animal behavior. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
We can't be out of pocket. You know what I'm saying?
One of the things that I guess to add context or add a little more context to the bigger discussion, a statistic that I actually read myself after hearing it from a scientist, psychologist, Jordan Peterson, who does great videos on YouTube, and he's a lecturer at University of Toronto. But he brought up in one of his lectures that 2/3 of all human beings' ancestors are in fact women. Now I'll say that again, 66% of our ancestors, everybody as a human being, are women. So that only leaves 1/3 of all of our ancestors being men. And so what that kind of highlights, what that illuminates, the fact that it illuminates the most is that 1 out of 3 men only, was able to keep his genetics going over time. But 3 out of 3 women were able to keep their genetics going throughout time. So men, only the cream of the crop of the male species was able to survive. So it was able to survive. Women got to be a lot more choosy throughout the history of human beings when it comes to courtship. Even if we're talking about prehistoric, we're talking about Fred and what was his wife, Betty?
No,
Betty wasn't. Wilma. In fact, check us in the comments if you got these names wrong.
Check us in the comments.
But yeah,
Barney was his name.
Barney was
his homeboy.
Yeah, Barney had the bad joint.
Was Wilma with Barney?
Nah, Wilma was with Fred, and then Barney had the joint that I.
Pebbles was Pebbles.
Pebbles was the daughter.
The daughter.
Yeah, and then Bam
Bam.
Oh, Bam
was that dude. Man.
I don't know why everybody like Bam. We got a cousin named Bam.
Yeah,
Bam.
everybody in the hood got somebody named Bam. You know Bam.
Yeah, Bam for sure. Little Bam badass nigga.
Little Lucky.
Little Lucky. But yeah, man. So I think just to go back to that little statistic about the history of man. Men always have competed for the affections of women, by necessity. And so, yes, that is our nature, but there are things that there's still a lot to be learned. I just think about if every man knew that statistic or understood that statistic for what it meant, and women too as well. If we understood what that meant, the implications of 2/3 of your ancestors being women and only 1/3 being men, you would understand at least partly the nature of the things that we do, the motivations.
You imagine if those are the kind of odds we had to run around with all day? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
And I think it's important too. I think it's important for us to kind of start to understand these things. And history repeats itself, man. There's no ideas original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never
Just
what you do.
Not a game new under the sun.
Yeah.
Everything you did has already been done. Yes.
Yeah. Shout out Lauren. Shout out Nas. Yeah. The whole thing. But yeah, man, how do you feel about that?
I couldn't agree with you more. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't agree with you more. The message that I want to just really get out there is these are the impulses. We can't control these impulses, man. We get these impulses. The beetle got those same impulses. The monkey, the giraffe, the mosquito. These are these impulses. Now the problem is what we do with those impulses and the ill behavior that derives. Because at the end of the day, we men. We're supposed to be able to be disciplined and control ourselves. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's,
and that goes across the board. You know what I'm saying? So, but as long as those, impulses are kept, at bay, can you really get mad at us for basically feeling those impulses that we don't control feeling?
Yeah.
Am I rambling? I feel like I ramble a little bit.
Nah, I don't feel like you are. I think it's about education. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. This is From the Hip, brought to you by TB and my man.
Yeah, and these are the illest professor coming at you live, straight shooting from the hip, baby.
Yeah, and if you really like what we do here, you want to see more of us, please hit the bell. And again, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all.
Take it light.
Take it light.